Welcome to the class, children. Hope all are safe and healthy. A smile is the universal welcome. Be smile. Today's in history, ancient civilization. From this lesson, already I explained Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization. Today, going to learn part 3, Chinese civilization. China has two major rivers. In the map you can see China boundaries. China has two major rivers. In the blue line, here Yellow River, Yangtze River, the two river is given, and the Pearl River also. But in the civilization, going to learn, one is known as Huanghe, that is Yellow River, and the other is called Yangtze River. The Yellow River is known as the sorrow of China. Why it is called like that? Since it changed its course and caused frequent flood, so that it is called sorrow of China. Evidence for the prehistoric Peking man and Yuanmo man exist in China. Neolithic communities lived in China between 4500 and 3750 BC. The Henan province in the Yellow and the Yangtze River Valley contain evidence for Neolithic villages. China had many city-states, and gradually these states became part of an empire. Polity and the emperors. Shi Huang Di. Here you can see Qin Shi Huang Di. Qin Shi Huang, which means the first emperor, founded the Qin, that is called Qin dynasty. The emperor had the title Son of Heaven. He is considered to be the first emperor of China. The period between 221 and 206 BC is known as the imperial era in China. He conquered other principalities in 221 BC and remained the emperor till 212 BC. He defeated the feudal lords and established a strong empire. He is credited with unifying China. Shi Huangdi destroyed the walled fortifications of different states and constructed the Great Wall of China. Here you can see the Great Wall of China. So who constructed the Great Wall of China? Shi Huangdi. Okay, children? To protect the empire from the invading nomadic people. Now you know the reason why he constructed the Great Wall of China. To protect the empire from the invading nomadic people. He also built roads to integrate the empire. Okay. The next, the Han Empire, period 206 to 220 AD. During this period, a written history of this empire was made available in China. The greatest of the Han emperors, Wu Tai, Han Wu the Great, 141 to 87 BC, he expanded the empire and built many public amenities, including irrigation tanks. He sent Shang Qian as emissary to the west, thereby paved the way for the opening of the Silk Road. Here, Han Wudi, the golden age of Han, this emperor only you are seeing in the screen. And Here, the Silk Road paved the way for the opening of the Silk Road to encourage trade activities done by Shang Qian, okay, in the west. Emissary to the west in 138 BC. Because of the Silk Road and the resultant trade connections, China benefited immensely during the rule of Emperor Shang. Chinese silk was much sought after by the Romans during the time of the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius in 166 AD. Some of the Chinese silk might have reached Rome through the ports of Tamilagam. So, how famous our Tamilagam? Okay, so the Silk Road for trade and the trade connections, China benefited during the period of Shang, and the silk, China's silk was much sought after by the Romans during the time of Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Okay, here the terracotta warriors. The terracotta army refers to the large collection of terracotta warrior images found in China. These are all images. They depict the armies of the king Qin Shi Huang. Who was he? The first emperor of China. They were buried with the king in 210 to 209 BC during that period. They are found at the northern foot of the Lizan mountain, 35 kilometers northeast of Xi'an, Shanxi province, as part of the mausoleum of the king. Okay, so the terracotta warriors in China you are seeing. Next, about the philosophers and literature. Philosophy and literature. Chinese poets and philosophers such as Lao-Tzu, Confucius, Mencius, Moti, that is Mo-Tzu, and Tao Chian contributed to the development of Chinese civilization. Sun Tzu, a military strategist, wrote the book called Art of War. The Spring and Autumn Annals is the official chronicle of the state at the time. The Yellow Emperor's Canon of Medicine is considered China's earliest written book on medicine. It was codified during the time of Han Dynasty. Here you can see Lao-Tzu. He said about the health is the greatest possession, contentment is the greatest treasure, confidence is the greatest friend, non-being is the greatest joy. Here Lao-Tzu, his period 604 to 521 BC, he was the master archive keeper of Chu-Chei. He was the founder of Taoism. He argued that desire is the root cause of all evils. He argued that desire is the root cause of all evils. Yes, it's true. Next, about Confucius. He was famous among the Chinese philosophers. He was a political reformer. His name means Kung the Master. He insisted on cultivation of one's own personal life. He said, if personal life is cultivated, family life is regulated, and once family life is regulated, national life is regulated. How philosophical word he said. So wonderful. Next, about Mencius. Mencius, his period 372 to 289 BC. He was another well-known Chinese philosopher. He traveled throughout China and offered his counsel to the rulers. So the great four important: Laos, Confucius, Mencius, okay, and Mote. So that great philosophical work learnt. Next, about bone script. What is this? Chinese script. Chinese developed a writing system from an early time. Initially, it was a pictographic system, and later it was converted into a symbol form. So, like the Chinese script on the bone here, you can see. The next, about contributions of the Chinese civilization. In this chapter, we are coming to the contributions given by Chinese. Writing system was improved. Inventions of paper. Opening of the Silk Road. Invention of gunpowder. So, the four important contributions of the Chinese civilization. Hope all you understood. Okay, children. Thank you.